Hello and welcome back to Better Than Adventure. Last time, we figured out what the nightmare feature was. It's just when a mob attacks you when you try to sleep, and instead of sleeping, it wakes you up and you have to punch him. Okay, oh my god, pigs. I need food if you can't tell. Cause when a zombie spawns next to your bed and like a skeleton, and gets like multiple free hits on you. Okay, that's more than enough. There's another pig. Okay. Okay, so I'll just put in... Fuck it, we'll waste some of these. Oops. There you go, and... I guess, yeah, shit, whatever. Steak, as they call it. Another steak. You gotta be kidding me. Do I really need 2 slabs? Yes. Okay, I mean, I understand why. So yeah, this episode will be, continue doing what we did before, but, I'll start off immediately by continuing to place blocks. Starting off here, I guess. Yeah, last time we, hit all the construction methods I used. Now we just have to fill in the floor. Which is gonna take a while. The second floor... Okay, so the top floor has already been filled in, same with the bottom floor. The second and third floor are very different in scale. And both of them are partially already filled in. Also, it appears that the way nightmares work is if a mob can pathfind towards your bed, like the game will, like when you go to bed, the game will check if any mob is close enough to where they can walk up to your bed and punch you. And if that happens, the game will teleport them to your bed. Which I guess makes sense. I don't think it's a particularly good or bad idea. I think it's a very neutral idea, which some people really don't like for whatever reason. But I think it's kind of okay, because it incentivizes players to have a real house. You know, it's not like... It's honestly better than the modern system where they send a fucking phantom after you for not sleeping. In beta, they send a zombie or skeleton after you. You know, the skeleton appears. If the game considers you to be in an invalid sleeping spot. Also, like from over here, it kind of looks like that part is already complete, but that's only because you haven't walked in close enough. By the way, if you want to have a retro experience, quote-unquote, if you want to play Minecraft, like on the PS Vita, or like on the PSP, there's a slider here, and you can slide it all the way down. This looks kind of trippy, honestly. Is that because I have FXAA or something enabled? I shouldn't have it enabled. Right? Yeah, FXAA is off. You can see also mip mapping is off. If you want to know what mip mapping does, let's enable mip map. Yeah, see, it'll make the textures lower resolution as you get further away to remove the color band, to remove the banding. However, it feels like whenever you use mip mapping, it does it a little bit too close to you. It also uses a tiny bit more memory. I don't like it. Yeah, we can lower this to 0. And there you go. It looks low resolution, but it's honestly surprisingly playable. It's actually kind of a little bit too sharp, I think. I don't know why. It's a bit too grainy. Weirdly enough, like, the textures, because of the way the pixels are, feel weirdly higher resolution, even though the entire game is low resolution. What I kind of like is if you put it at 0.5, it doesn't look that different. I'm running the game at 2K normally. Like 1440p. So the game right now is running at 720p, and you can't really tell until you look at something far away, and it seems kind of blocky in comparison to 1.0, and even then, like, if you look at that distant thing over there, when you switch to 2.0, it does seem sharper, but that also... You can do that for better anti-aliasing, but just don't bother, honestly. In my opinion, Minecraft is a game which really benefits from having just the sharpest video output you can have. Like, no anti-aliasing, no TAA, god... Don't blur the screen, keep it sharp. That's what I feel is, like, the most Minecraft. Mipmaps should work similarly to... Out of curiosity, let me just see. Mipmaps should work like, Huh, wait a minute. What if I change the mipmaps to smooth? Oh, game. Hey, that's not bad, actually. If I lower this to 720p... Let me see something. Ah, the transition is sharp. Yeah, that is what I would change. Okay, I'm gonna switch these back to off, because I don't need them, but, like, if I was, you know... Okay, this is one thing which I like on the console versions. On those versions, when the mipmaps, and there are mipmaps, Legacy console specifically, when you go close to something, they kind of fade in and out. And that makes it a lot less jarring to look at, if you're wondering, yeah. Legacy console versions were so special and different in a way. Because, like, they were Minecraft. If you wanted to play Minecraft and you weren't, like, a snob about it, they were completely fine ways, but they had their limits. And honestly, if they just reworked the engine, which obviously I don't have the source code, and I don't know enough about 3D voxel programming to know, you know. But, in my opinion, as somebody who does know how to code, I don't think it'd be that hard to make the game, you know, dynamically save data to the disk, like load and unload, which was the reason why levels were levels were limited in size, because they could only fit in the RAM. You know, and those systems didn't have much RAM. That's why the, you know, Switch version could have larger worlds, and why the PS4 could have even larger worlds. It's just because you had an 8 GB of RAM limit at that point, which was a lot more, but still not infinitely more. But if you could just, you know, make the worlds infinite, that would make those versions really cool. And they were also, in every other, like, respect, far more like Java than the other version, you know, than Bedrock ever was. And Bedrock sucks. I've tried it in that ray tracing video. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Genuinely. It is by far the worst version of the game that I've tried. It just doesn't feel right in any respect. It just sucks, okay? It just does. It's wrong. Like, that's the best way to describe it. It's like in an analog horror video where they take something, you know, and slowly, you know, replace it bit by bit. It's just off enough to where you know that something's off, but you can't quite place a finger on it, you know? But it's a new engine, which is faster, so you get a few more FPSs, but then it's buggier. So you get, like, multiplayer server lag in offline mode, and you get, like, other issues which you would normally not get in Java. And then, like, you jump and you fly with an elytra, and then you die because the game thought you were simultaneously flying and not flying, so it was giving you full damage while you were flying. It's just a poorly made engine. Like, the redstone is imprecise. There's just so much wrong with it. You play it desyncs all the time, so mobs appear to hit you from a mile away because you've actually not moved, but you can still interact with things like nothing wrong happened. Like, you can randomly place a block and then you can just die because the game pushed you through the floor. And I see people argue online that it's better than Java, and, like, I guess if you want to defend the version that you personally own because you don't have the Java version to feel better, I mean, okay, if you really need it that badly, I will concede and say Java's worse in every single way, but okay. Okay. There's not that much more to really say, it's just... It was disappointing. We were trying to play with Bedrock for one of our saves years ago now. And it was such an unfun experience. Hell, I can't disable the swearing filter in my, like, video game that I'm playing with a friend. It's because Mojang is simultaneously trying to, like... Mojang simultaneously allows for, like, Minecraft gambling servers or whatever, or at the very least, they're not as, they're not as vigilant as they should be. But oh, adding a forced swear filter that you can't disable, that's what we have to do to have a child-friendly image. It's just kinda like... Who do you think you're fooling? Probably parents. You're probably fooling the parents. But, like, it's just... Come on, Mojang. Be consistent. Like, they're not gonna allow guns. And they put in their fucking EULA the thing that's actually illegal, which is like, oh yeah, we can just change our EULA at any time for any reason, and it's up to you to be up to date. No. If you change the EULA, I have to agree to the new EULA for the new version of the product. If I'm running Minecraft version 1.12, and the EULA in version 1.12 is like, hey, you can have guns, and the EULA version in, let's say, 1.13 is, no, you can't have guns, then that doesn't apply to the old version anymore, because imagine if you could... Like, that's not how the law works. At least not in Europe, and that's where Mojang is, and that's where a lot of the developers are. Like, you can't retroactively go back and say, you know, we've now made a change in policy, so the things that are currently, you know, that were previously okay now have to be deleted on versions that were previously okay. But of course, Mojang is a massive company and they don't care. And there are, like, technically ways that the consumer can fight back, but none of them work. Because who the fuck would want to support, like, a guy going up against a giant multinational corporation like Microsoft? I guess you have class action lawsuits, but who the fuck would want to file a class action over Minecraft? Like, you run into that little issue. Also, I am planning to sorta level this area out. Like, you know, I'll have this, and then I'll, like, probably put... I don't know if I'll actually level it out literally, but I'll make it sort of naturally, you know, turn into the environments one. I'll probably make a big fence as well. I just did this temporarily-ish, so I can, you know, have a sort of safe work environment. You know, you have to respect OSHA, even if you're not American. Except the fucking... Except, I am allowing for, the, forklift stunts. Sorry, OSHA. Some things are just too cool for me to ban. Me after dying because I decided to wheelie in my fucking... You can... Honestly, you could probably wheelie a forklift if you... did things correctly. I don't know why the noises are playing. Everything should be... Yeah, like, there's literally nowhere where there could be not enough light. Also, I've confirmed with the devs that, I placed too many torches because mobs only spawn at a light level of, 0. So, previously, if a light level was only at 6, mobs could still spawn. In this version, thankfully, which is a backported feature from the new versions, if there's any light, mobs can't spawn. That's basically so that you can use, you know, not only so you can use less torches and have higher ceilings without risking mob spawns, which always sucked, but also it means that, you don't have to worry about, you know, like, oh, I can't use redstone torches in my build, or this is not mob safe. It's a lot easier. Plus, back in the day, you couldn't really tell if something was lit enough or not, that's why I'm using so many torches. And then it's like, oh yeah, no, you just need to have any light whatsoever. And it's a far better system. Honestly, there would be a very interesting dynamic, right? That I thought of, which was... There's like a sort of second part to the world gen. Like the more crazy part of the old world gen, which I think would be fun if it was explored more. Because there was this sort of period of like InDev, or no, not InDev, of InDev, where Minecraft genuinely had like, you know, some kind of wacky world design before it was reworked. And I kind of think it'd be nice to have regions on the map, which are dynamically allocated, like, although I guess you would need transitionary types. But you could have, like, you know, a beta sort of normal area, then, like, maybe an alpha area, pre-alpha area. I know that apparently they're working on, like, the Aether 2, basically. But we'll see. Also, I thought of maybe if I would consolidate those two staircases into one central staircase, but I decided against it because I feel like this way it's kind of nice to have a big sort of open area. You know, it's, it kind of makes a bit more sense. What I could have is I could have, like, one... If you, because, you know, you would need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks that would go down there. But then I feel like it'd make more sense to have 1, 6, 1 here, but then, nah. I prefer it like this. Plus we'll have, like, a stairway under here, which goes down there. I guess we can make it now. Where does this start? It starts over there. So... This one won't be very big, I don't think, because it's just gonna be a few blocks, yeah. Yeah, also it's... Yeah, this is only a 3-block tall space, so... There we go. I'll just leave that over there, because I kind of like the vibe. There'll also be one on the other side, but I can't be bothered working on that now. There you go. So that'll be, oops, sort of the idea. I'll also have to probably plug up that cave, and, I guess we can finally use some of those slabs here, and I'll make, like, some fences. I probably have fences, don't I? Yeah. Oh, yes, I have fences. So, yeah, you'll put some fences around here. There you go. I guess we can also make the other one now. Because, also, yeah, I'm not gonna give it any, like, side things, because, there's no reason to. It's, just a small stairway. Oh, yeah, but we only have one stair. I'll have to fix that. What's really funny is I genuinely just remembered now when I jumped down that I have... Also, yeah, this is a decent place for pigs to spawn, honestly. I have this here. How many do I need? I don't want to make too many, but I guess I'll be forced to, so 12? Hopefully it's the right amount. Okay, will it be... No, it'll be too little. I need one more. What else? What else? Oh, yeah. I'll maybe... You know, I don't need, like, any special stuff here. This is good enough. And now what this means is that I can, like, block the hole here. So mobs can't enter on either side. I guess we can also do that here. I understand that, like, look, eventually we'll have to tear up one more layer anyways, because, you know, we want a floor here eventually. Though I don't think I'll use this entire area, you know. I'll just plug it up like this, I don't care. Yeah. Whatever. You know, it's just semi-temporary, permanent, we'll see. I don't like having cave entrances here. I mean, this is all unfinished. That's fine. This isn't fine. It's actually a pretty big space down here. I guess anything to make more time for our trees to grow. You know, I guess there's no harm in it. Okay, so we'll just plug up the hole. There we go. And now... Oh, wait, no, there's another hole. But a really small one. And there you go. We're almost done. There's just one more thing, which is that entrance over there. which something could jump down. Not anymore. I thought I saw a creeper for a moment. And there's also this that I forgot about until now. And I don't honestly know where this leads. So I'm just kind of going to, seal it off. This is like the fucking back room where William's corpse was sitting for like ages in FNAF. What a nice change of tune. Thank you, Mr. Minecraft. Okay, whatever. Let's set up another step. And now we have basically the second largest floor to fill in. That area's already been filled in, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. So how much do we even have left to fill in? All of this. Okay. And how much wood do we have? Basically none. Also, what's kind of funny is you forget how much time passes when you play these games, honestly. You forget how full your hard drive's gonna get soon. I have to offload some footage onto my NAS after this video, Jesus. No, like, genuinely. Okay, we're out of wood. We'll need so many stacks, and they aren't growing fast enough. Come on, game. Anyways, yeah, I guess I'll cut this episode a little short. I'll offload the files. See you next time. Goodbye.